Photoshop. Introduction to Photoshop. So the first thing is to launch our Photoshop app. Here is Photoshop. So Photoshop basically is a tool used by designers, graphic designers, graphic artists, photographers, web developer, and so on and so on, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So we have the tools, and here we have the menu bar here. We have the menu. On the right hand side, we have the layers, the layer panel, and the color. The center area, this center area is known as canvas. But immediately we put a layer there, like we import an image or we create a brand new document, this place can also be called artboard. So let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's say we create a new document, and this new document, this square document you're seeing, is what we call artboard. They all have different sizes. They all have different sizes. You can decide to make your own artboard longer, while the width to be shorter, like different sizes. You can determine to customize your size based on what you want. Now look at this area called the layers. As you can see, this artboard is already showing on this layer. This white, as you can see, this white. Same thing here. Okay, now let me change this color so you. I'm just trying to let you know that this color here is the same thing here. As you can see, the red here also. And sometimes if you're working in Photoshop and a particular tool or layer is missing, how do you go about it? So you have to come to this window. Make sure your workspace, look at this workspace, make sure it is at essential default. You can see essential default. So these tools here, all these tools here, the layers, this interface here is the default. Interface. The default. So if a tool is missing, you can come here, go to workspace and make sure it's on essential. But if you don't want to go through the stress of that, you can easily come here, because sometimes your workspace can be in essential and a particular tool is still missing. For example, look at this layer, look at that mark. Now let me click on it to remove it. You'll see that the layer is gone. Now if you go to window and look at the workspace, it's still on essential. So you have to come here and click on this layer to bring it back. As you can see, the layer is back. And now let's try another thing. Okay, let's say, okay, for example, I was talking about this. Okay, look at this style here, you can see the style is here. Now let's click on it. See, it's gone. It's not necessarily you put everything there in your layer. You can see it's back. We have the adjustment, the libraries. So that's it about this. Now let's talk about, we're going to be talking about few tools. Talking about some tools that we need. First thing, let's talk about the selection tools. The selection tools is used to move. Under the selection tools, we have the move tools. As you can see, the move tools. We use this to move image around the artboard. Maybe put an image, use it to move an image around it. And we also have the lasso tools. The lasso tool is used to make, this is the lasso tool. We have polygonal lasso tool, magnetic lasso tool. They are used to make selection around your artboard or your image. You can use, you can see, you click on it, you release, click, release your hand, click and release, click and release. Then go back to the beginning. You see a round tiny circle indicating the joint. Then you click and release your hand. So the selection has been made. With this selection made, so you can fill the color just the way you want. You can feather it the way you want, just anything you want. So now let's remove it. To remove this, you have to right click, then click on the select. So simple like that. And also we have something called the quick selection, quick selection. Quick selection is on the, yeah, this is it. Quick selection tools. This quick selection is used to select, no, instead of using the polygonal lasso tool to make selection like this, like this, like this, like this, you can use the quick selection to select a portion. So it's used to make quick selection, just like the name. We also have the crop tools. This crop tools is used to crop. See, you can drag it down just to crop and press enter. That's all. Now let's zoom out so we can see. You can see it has reduced the size, like that's cropped particular size out of it. And we also have there's something we call spot healing brush. Spot healing brush. This is it. Spot healing brush. It's used to remove blemishes from the image. And we also have something we call the eyedropper. Look at this eyedropper tools. This eyedropper tools allows you to sample a color from any image so that you can use it on your work. Like to sample a color, just like as if you want to copy a color, like copy to clipboard and use it in your work or something. We also have the brush tools. This is what we call the brush tools. You can see this brush tools is used for painting, just like the normal paint. We paint our house, we paint everywhere. So it's used for painting. And we have this magnifier. This is what we call magnifier. I used it the other time. It's like all the zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. So if you zoom in, which is the positive one, as you can see, you click on the image, as you can see, it will zoom it. But if you want to zoom out, make sure it's on minus. Zoom out, it's on minus, then you click, 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 click. So that's it about some of the tools. Let me see if I can explain other one. Okay, this one also works just like the selection, the lasso tools, but this one is just the macro tool is just different because it already has a default shape. So if you want to select, you have to select based on the shape. Like for example, this one is rectangle. If you want to select, it has to be rectangular. You can see. And we also have the elliptical, which is the circle. See, it will be in circle. So that's how it works for that. Okay, so explain this one. We also have the clone stamp tool. The clone stamp tool is used to duplicate, like just like duplicate a particular side or a particular spot of an image to another side. It's just like you copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. That's how clone stamp tools work. We also have the eraser to erase. You can use it to erase background or magic eraser tools. If you cut a particular background and it seems the image, the background is still attaching to the image you want to extract, so you can use the magic eraser tool. Once you click on it, then you start. You click, you keep clicking. So as you can see, it removes the red background automatically. So, the difference between the magic eraser tool and the magic wand is that the magic eraser tools will automatically dictate and remove. why the why the magic wine tools will automatically select the places, like this, select only plain color alone, color that are regular. For example, maybe plain white, plain blue, plain red. It won't select missing color. Like if you have, let me just say, you have like uh, let me just say combination of two color, maybe brownish, red, all those kind of colors. So secondary colors, let me just call them, like all those secondary colors that are mixed together that are so obvious. For example, when you come to this place, you can see this is a combination of red, black, and white. So the magic wine tools won't select everything because this is not a plain color. It's not a one color. Yes, let me just call it one color. So magic wine tool only select places with one color. We also have the gradient. Yeah, the gradient tools to add gradient to the image and everything. We have the blur tools. We also have dodge and burn. At some places, this work very well with retouchers. If you're a retoucher, most times you will have to make use of dodge and burn, like to separate highlights from shadow. So that's it. We also have the pencils. You can use the pencils also to make selection, just like the polygonal. So in fact, pencil work faster and see, it's work faster and it make your work cool. So you can see, you can use pencils to select an area. So that's pencils for us. So we also have the text tools. See, we use this one to type, like type ABC and the rest. Type so hard. Okay, let's type something. ABC. Okay, this ABC is on white color. That's why it's very hard for us to see because the layer is also white a bit. So it's transparent. This is a transparent layer. So now let's change this color to red. As you can see, A B C D E F. So now one thing about this text tool is you can change your fonts. Now we are using Phenomena font. This font, the name of the font is called Phenomena, and it's at 300 fonts. You can increase it if you want to make it bigger. It's an extra light, so you can change the font here by clicking the drop down. Once you click the drop down, okay, this is Montserrat. Let's make use of this. Let's click on Montserrat. As you can see, the image has been changed to Montserrat. Now, if you're finding it difficult to reduce this font because this is a bit bigger, even a bit bigger than the artboard, like say, so you can reduce it here. You can reduce the size of the font here. This is 72. If it's too tiny, you can make it, because you're working with 300, you can make it 200 or 150. 150. You can make it bolder to use it. This font has the bold. Okay, this is extra bold. Okay, let's use extra bold. You can see, very, very, very. It's not so complex. You just have to play around the tools. You can change the color the way you want. You can change the color, and you can also change the direction. Align left. You click on it. Align left. Click on this. Align right. You click on this. Align center to bring it to the center. And you can also use the move tool, just like I explained earlier, to move the image. As you can see, now sometimes there is an indication. As you can see, the version of Photoshop I'm using will indicate if the image is at the center. Now let's see. You can see this. You can see this is already centralized. can see those lines indicating that it's centralized. So you have to make sure everything is centralized. So is at the center. There are so many tools in Photoshop. You just have to take your time to understand how they work. Now let's do other thing. What was this? Okay, now let's say you're done with your image. If you want to save this, you can come to File, Save As. You only save as if you want to rename or you want to define a particular path for your image. Now, this is showing as Untitled 1. You can save as A, B, C. You can save it as PSD, that's the raw format, so that if you want to come back to it later for future use, and you can also save it as JPEG. Once you click on JPEG and save, it's automatically saved. But one thing about this transparent background is anytime you save, click on save, make sure the baseline is a standard and the quality is the highest, which is this highest, and click on OK. Anytime you're saving a pictures, saving a PNG or a transparent background, anytime you're saving it as JPEG, it will automatically convert the transparent layer to white. If you need an image to be as PNG, you have to make sure you're saving it as PNG. But if you save a PNG as JPEG, or if you save any transparent image as JPEG, if you save any transparent document as JPEG, it will automatically convert the transparency to white and make it stick to the background. So if you want to save as PNG, like you want this to be on its own so that you can place it on other images, so you have to come to save as, then save as PNG. PNG. Once you click as PNG, then you click on save. Once you click on save, now you can, okay, make sure this compression is at none. You don't want it to be compressed. So you click on OK. So that's it. Look at the image here. This is the PNG and this is the JPEG. The PNG and this is the JPEG. So that's how it works. So guys, this will be all for now. If there is any other thing you wish to know or you want to know in Photoshop, just please get back to me as soon as possible so we can talk about it. Alright, export more tutorial videos from us. You guys are the best.